So let's go ahead and find ourselves on our mats. And if you want to sit on a pillow, if you've got tight hip flexors or low back issues, or you have a hard floor beneath you, feel free to use a pillow. We've got our props around. You can grab your blocks, grab a strap, and let's begin by just maybe rocking ourselves from side to side or from front to back or both. So this is just to begin to slow everything down, to begin to bring ourselves to the present, grounding ourselves. Maybe that rocking from side to side or from front to back begins to turn into a little bit of a torso circle. So we'll do some torso circles here. That feels really good for that back, for that low back especially. Or maybe it feels good for your hip flexors or whatever, if you've got any tightness going on anywhere. And if you're circling one way, go ahead and begin to circle the other way. And then go ahead and bring ourselves back to center here. Maybe a little bit rocking from side to side and maybe finding some stillness right here. Let's roll our shoulders back and roll those shoulders forward. And again, roll that back and roll that forward. And one more time, roll that back and roll that forward. Good, shake out those arms. Inhale and sweep this up, our first big sun breath. And exhale it out. And again, deep inhale up and exhale it out. And inhale and sweep this up. As we exhale, let's just do a tiny twist to the right. Same thing other side. Inhale, center, and twist to the left as you exhale. Inhale, center, and exhale to the right. Inhale, center, and exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Let's make this a little bigger. As we exhale to the right, maybe you've got that hand behind you and just a little bit more of a twist. And then hold a breath here in this twist. So breathing, not hold a breath, but do a breath. Inhale and exhale here. Good, bring this back to center. Inhale and sweep this up. And a deeper twist here to the left. Oh yeah. And breathing this here, a nice deep inhale, nice deep exhale. Good, and bring this back to center. Inhale and sweep this up and exhale it out. And inhale and sweep this up. This time as we exhale, let's go ahead and clasp our hands behind us. If you are not able to clasp your hands, then go ahead and use a strap, and you can hold that strap behind you, or a towel. If you've got a gym towel or even like a bigger washcloth, you can do that too, or a belt if you've got the tight shoulders and tight chest. Otherwise, we're clasping those hands behind us. Let's go ahead with our arms behind us. Let's look to the right and then look to the left. Head back to center, drop our chin to chest, and let that head to center and take our eyes to sky. Drop our chin to chest again, and then eyes to sky. Head back to center, and let's go ahead and release those arms. Shake that out. Inhale and sweep this up. As we exhale, let's drop that right hand down. Reach over with the left. Good. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, drop that left hand, reach over with the right. Inhale and lift this up. Drop that right hand, reach over with the left. Inhale and lift this up. Drop that left hand, reach over with the right. Good. Inhale and lift this up. Clasp our hands at the top. Exhale, press our palms towards the ceiling. Make some space here. So we're lengthening up through our torso, up through our arms. It might be a little difficult. So if you're on if you're sitting on something, you don't want to scoot yourself forward because I feel like I was falling back. You might feel the same way, but lifting that up, let's do a few side breaths here. Let's inhale it deeply and exhale, big sigh out. 2 more times. Inhaling it deeply and exhale, big sigh out. 1 more time. Inhale it deeply and exhale, big sigh out. Good. Bring those arms out in front of us. Stop hands, rotate wrists. Rotate the other way. Good. Open up those arms, palms up, make some fists, roll those knuckles in towards the wrist, and then roll that in. It's that exaggerated bicep curl, a little bit of seated cat and cow. So let's go ahead and open this up, arching that back, and then a little bit of rounding right here, round back. So let's inhale and open, and exhale and round. Inhale and open, exhale and round. Inhale and open, exhale and round. Good, bring this back to neutral. So nice tall spine, open those arms, palms facing down. Let's release that, roll those shoulders back and roll that forward. Big sun breath up, inhale it up, drop that right hand down, reach over, exhale. Inhale and lift this up and drop that left hand, reach over. Good. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, clasp our hands behind us. Open this up. Very nice. Let's look to the right and look to the left. Head back to center, drop our chin to chest. And then our eyes lift to sky. Head back to neutral. Release those arms, shake that out. Inhale and sweep this up. Drop our left hand down, reach over with the right. Inhale and lift this up. Drop our right hand down, reach over with the left. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, clasp our hands behind us again, opening that chest. Very nice. Let's look to the left and look to the right. Head back to center, drop our chin to chest, and then eyes lift to sky. Good, bring that back to neutral, shake those arms out. Inhale and sweep this up, and exhale, releasing our arms either to the side. You can have your hands tented beside you or hands on your knees. We're going to drop our chin to our right ear towards our right shoulder, and then drop that chin to chest, and then left ear to left shoulder, and then chin back to chest. And let's take some neck circles here. So half neck circles, these the front half. So ear, chest, ear. Taking that from side to side. Good. Maybe you're able to warm this up a little. Maybe it's releasing a little bit of tension as this is warming up. Maybe you've got some tight neck muscles, shoulder muscles. Good. Drop that chin back to chest. Lift that head up to center. Let's take that left hand to our right thigh. Right thumb, let's follow our spine down and let's get an even bigger twist. Ooh, even bigger twist over to the right. Deep breath here. Inhale it deeply and exhale that out. Good. Back to center. Other side. So right hand to that left thigh. Left thumb, let's follow our spine down to the floor. Big deep twist on this left side and a big deep breath here. Inhale it and exhale it out. Wonderful. Bring this back to center. Inhale and sweep our arms up and exhale that out. And again, inhale and sweep this up and exhale that out. Very good. If you're sitting on something, you can go ahead and move that off to the side. We're going to lean ourselves back and take those legs wide, and we're going to go ahead and windshield wiper our legs, dropping that from side to side. Oh, yeah, that feels very good. Warming that up. Just a little bit. There we go. Good. Let's go ahead and keep that right leg in front. Bring ourselves up, sit ourselves up nice and tall. So let's bring our arms out in front of us. Go ahead and clasp our hands and press our palms out. And we're just going to sit ourselves up tall. We're going to twist to the right and twist to the left. Now you may not go very far left. I'm not going very far left. That's okay. But we're just tall torso, having to use our core here. And with those arms out, we're just twisting to the right, twisting to the left, twisting to the right, twisting to the left, twisting to the right, twisting to the left. Good, bring this back to center. And now we're gonna do a big twist to the right. So we get to do our big giant twist to the right. That hip and that glute, inner thigh can be lifting up off of the ground as you're getting this nice big twist in right here. Good. Breathing that deeply in this big twist. And then let's go ahead and bring this back to center. And we're going to do some quick twists to the right. So let's take this for 4 and center. It's 3 and center. It's 2 and center. And last 1 and back to center. Good. Lean ourselves back. Windshield wiper those legs again. Let's take this from side to side. Very nice. And let's keep our left leg in front this time. Sit this up tall. Take our arms out in front of us. Clasp our hands. Press our palms out. And let's go ahead and twist it to the left and twist to the right. Still up really tall. It's really easy to round because that core tends to get really activated here. But try and sit this up nice and tall. So twisting to the left, twisting to the right, twisting to the left, twisting to the right, twisting to the left, and twisting to the right. Good, bring this back to center. You can release that down. And now let's do that big, oh, that one feels good. Big twist to the left. Hip, glute, inner thigh can be lifted up off the ground. If you're hyper flexible, maybe it's not lifting up off the ground. But again, listen to your body. Everybody is different and every day is different. So maybe you have more flexibility than normal today or less, or maybe it's average. Let's bring ourselves back to center and let's go quick for 4 to the side. Give you 4 and center. It's 3 and center. It's 2 and center. And last 1 and back to center. Good. So bring our hands back up, lean ourselves back, and we're going to do the windshield wipers without support. So we're taking this, and it's a little bit harder, and you're kind of moving, you're shifting your weight right there. Just a little bit from side to side. And that might not be possible. If it's not possible, that's okay. This is just a little bit more activation in that core, a little bit more movement for those hips and hip flexors, and a little bit more opening or awakening for those arms because you're having to hold those up. Good. And side. Very nice. Let's go ahead and release that. Very good. Let's take our legs out nice and long in front of us. Find our staff pose, our very strong staff pose. So let's go ahead and flex through our feet. Toes, we're imagining our toes are trying to get towards our shins. Let's lengthen up through our arms. So finding that capital L right here. And let's go ahead and breathe it here. 3 deep breaths. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. And inhale it deeply and exhale it out. And again, big deep inhale and exhale it out. Very good. Release our arms down. Let's bring this right leg in. So bring our right leg in, give our right leg a nice big hug. Let's take our right over left. Let's wrap our left arm around that right leg and give ourselves a big twist to the side. Keep that left foot active and flexed. Whew. And breathing. So you might be getting this nice glute stretch. You might be getting a really good IT band stretch. So the side of that thigh. Maybe you're getting a good back stretch here. Maybe you're getting a good shoulder stretch on this other side. on your left side. Or maybe you're getting stretched somewhere else that I didn't even say. So very good, and keep breathing. Let's go ahead and twist it to the other side. So twisting it to the left and breathe. And bring ourselves back to center. Let's take the bottom of our foot to the inside of our thigh. Peace fingers, reaching for our toe or hand for shin or hand for thigh. Again, depending on your mobility, your flexibility. And let's go ahead and stretch this here. Ooh, my hamstrings are tight today, so I don't even, yeah, I can do the peace finger. It's like, I didn't even know if I can get my fingers around my toe. And I'm taking my hand to my lowest rib. If you've got the flexibility, you can reach that arm over. Just remembering that whatever you do on this side, you're going to do the same thing on the other side. We want to keep that nice and balanced. Good. Go ahead and release that. Let's lengthen back into a nice staff pose, strong staff pose, sitting right there on those glutes, on those sits bones, reaching up through our fingers, lengthening through our legs, flexing through our feet. Let's breathe it here. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. And inhale it deeply and exhale it out. And inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Good, release this down. Let's bring that other leg in. So bring our left leg in, give that a nice big hug. Keep that right foot flexed and active. Let's take this leg over, wrap our right arm around our left leg, and let's twist. Twist to the left. And maybe you're getting that nice glute stretch, maybe good IT band stretch, maybe stretch in the back, in the shoulder blades, maybe other places. But keep that right foot flexed. And then let's twist it towards the other side. So twisting that to the inside and breathe it here. And bring this back to center. Let's take the bottom of that foot to the inside of that thigh. Peace fingers for that toe and hand to the rib cage, or reaching over. Remember what you did on the other side, and you want to do the same thing on this side. Keeping that nice and balanced. Good, and then release that. Let's bring both of our feet together for a nice butterfly right here. You can either be holding on to your ankles, or you can be holding on underneath the, on your heels. Just depends on where you have the most stability there. But just opening that up, maybe you're able to open up the chest a little bit. Good. And then let's release this. Go ahead and grab a block. Let's take ourselves down onto our backs for a little bit, just a little bit of bridge work. Still warming up our backs, but we're also going to start to strengthen our backs. So we've got that block between our knees, feet lined up with our knees, knees are lined up with our hips. Let's go ahead and take those hands by our side, press our elbows, triceps into the floor, and let's go ahead and lift our pelvis up off of the floor. So lifting that up. And then let's slowly lower that pelvis down to the floor. Slowly lower that down. Good, let's go ahead and lift this up and lower this down. Very nice. Let's inhale and lift this up and exhale, lower down. Inhale and lifting up. Exhale and lower down. Inhale and lift it up. Exhale and lower down. And inhale and lift this up. And exhale and lower it down. Good. Next one, we're going to lift and hold. So inhale, lift this up, and let's hold this here. You can exhale while we are holding, and then just find a cycle. We're going to do about maybe holding this bridge for about 4 breath cycles. Inhaling and exhaling deeply. Very strong here. Maybe you want to take your shoulders underneath you a little bit more. Good, about 2 more breaths here, inhaling and exhaling. And maybe 1 more breath. And then slowly lower that pelvis down towards the floor and release that. Good, you can release that block. Let's drop both of our knees over to one side, take ourselves onto our sides, press ourselves up, and let's bring ourselves up onto all fours. You can place your blocks where you're going to eventually want them for when we get to some sun salutations. We've got ourselves on all fours. Shoulders are over our wrists, hips are over our knees. Let's go into a little bit of cat and cow. So let's drop that belly. Words are hard for me today. Drop the belly, eyes to the sky, round our spine, chin to chest. Inhale, drop that belly. Exhale, round that spine. Inhale, drop that belly. Exhale, round that spine. Inhale, drop that belly. Exhale, round that spine. Inhale, drop the belly. And exhale, round the spine. Good, bring the back nice and flat and neutral. Let's lift our right arm up, thread the needle through, and let's stretch through our shoulder and stretch through our back. Our temple, so at the side of our forehead, is down on the floor, and you can have both of your palms on the floor, or if you want to wrap, you can reach that top arm around for a bind. So reaching our fingers right to the top of that thigh, and breathe. Good, let's go ahead and release that top arm, bring ourselves back up onto that cat and cow. Drop our belly to the floor, inhale. Round our spine, exhale. Drop that belly, inhale. Round that spine, exhale. Flatten through that back again. Nice neutral spine. Let's go ahead and lift that left arm up. Sweep this through, thread the needle, temple on the floor, both palms on the floor, and breathe it here. Oh yeah, and if you want to bind, I almost forgot. So yes, if you took that arm around on the other side, then yes, for sure, you want to do it on this side. Remember, doing the same thing that on both sides, that helps to prevent injury. Good, and then let's bring ourselves back up. Cat and cow, drop that belly, inhale. Round our spine, exhale. Drop that belly, inhale. Round that spine, exhale. Good. Bring that back nice and flat, nice and neutral. Let's go ahead and go into our bird dog. So let's lift our right leg up, lengthen through our left arm. Now, if it's not available, so you have your arm up, you can have that leg up. We're going to bring elbow to knee 6 times. And again, if your arm is down, you just have to bring your knee in. You don't have to bring elbow to knee. You're just going to bring your knee in. Otherwise, you've got that full bird dog right here. And let's take our elbow to our knee 6 times. Bring this in for 6 and reach. Here's 5 and reach. Here's 4 and lengthen. Here's 3 and lengthen. Last 2 and lengthen. And last 1. Let's reach that and hold. Good, release the arm and release the leg. Let's take it to the other side. So lifting our left leg, lengthening through our right arm. And same thing, if you're only using legs, then that knee is just going to come in. Otherwise, got that nice lengthened thing. And just like when with our balance, we want to make sure if you did with an arm on the other side, then do it with an arm on this side. Don't just do one side of balance and one side the other. That will definitely cause some problems eventually. So you want to make sure that you're trying to do the same thing on both sides. Let's take elbow to knee 6 times. Bring this in and extend. Elbow to that knee and lengthen. Here's 4 and lengthen. Here's 3 and lengthen. And last 2 and lengthen, and 1 more and lengthen and hold. Good, release the arm, release the leg, take ourselves back into a nice child's pose. Glutes go back to heels, lengthening through those arms. Let's walk our hands over to the right. Let's take that left hand and place it up right on top of that right hand. And let's get that left glute to that left heel. And breathe. Good. Walk those hands over to the other side. Walk that over to the left. Right hand's going to go on top of that left hand. And now right glute is trying to get to that right heel. Very nice. Bring this back to center. Good. Holding in that nice child's pose. Glutes are going back towards heels, lengthening through those arms. Good, good. Let's actually do a dolphin first before we go into our first downward facing dog. So let's take our elbows to the floor, clasp our hands, and you can have your head on the floor or you don't have to have your head on the floor. I'm going to keep my head off of the floor. Curl our toes under, and we're just going to lift our tail to the sky. So we're just on those elbows and our toes. Tail is lifted in this nice little dolphin. This is kind of just our little first wake up, our little first inversion, our head being lower than our heart here. Good. Another breath in this pose. And then drop our knees down. Very good. And now we're going to go into our first downward facing dog. So curling our toes under, keep our knees bent. Let's lift our tails to the sky as we lengthen through that spine. That feels super good. Relax that head and neck, maybe nodding that head yes, or shaking that head no. And then let's begin to pedal our feet. So pedaling those heels down towards the floor, stretching through those calves, through those ankles, the Achilles. Very nice, through the hamstrings. Very good. And dropping both those heels down towards the floor. Finding some stillness here, just for a breath or two. Very nice. Let's go ahead and lift up on our heels, or lift up on our toes. Our heels are high. Drop our heels over to one side. So stretching through the sides of the ankle. Lift that back up center and drop that over to the other side. And lift that back up center. And let's go ahead and walk our feet to meet our hands. Standing forward fold at the front of our mat, front short edge of our mat. You can have those blocks ready for you. We're not going to use them quite yet. We've got some forward folding right here. Let those arms dangle. So letting those arms dangle in a nice forward fold. Feet are rooting, planting into the floor. Toes are planting into the floor. Relax the upper body. Let that upper body become very heavy. Let's maybe take our opposite elbow with the opposite hand. Make a frame for that head. And breathe. Let's center right here. And then release those arms. And now we can grab those blocks. Move ourselves closer to our blocks. Let's inhale, flatten our back. Nice flat back, nice tabletop. Exhale and release. We're going to take ourselves up. Your head has been low, so you can go slow here. Let's inhale and sweep this up. And exhale it around into a chair. Woo. Inhale and sweep this up. And exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale it around a chair. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale it around a chair. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, nice flat back. Exhale and release. Right foot's gonna stay forward, left foot's gonna go back into a lunge. Left hand is on our block, it's on the floor, it's on a chair, it's on, if you need support higher, but we're in this nice lunge, and let's do a spinal twist over to the right. This nice lunge, spinal twist, breathe. Good, bring this back to center. Take our foot back to meet the other foot into a top of plank. Shift our weight forward, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes, chaturanga, heart to the floor, heart lifts up off of the floor. Curl our toes under, lift and press, downward facing dog, and breathe it here. And our downward facing dog is our restorative pose. It's where we catch our breath. It's where we can do a little bit of a check-in with ourselves. Maybe you need to pedal your feet a little bit. And then from here, let's go ahead and walk our feet to meet our hands, standing forward fold, front edge of our mat. Meet those blocks. Let's inhale, flat back. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale it around a chair. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and release. Our right foot, our left foot's gonna stay forward. Right foot's gonna go back into lunge. Right hand on the floor or on the block. Let's spinal twist it over to the left. Ooh, lunge, spinal twist, and breathe. And bring this to center. Take our foot back to meet the other foot into a top of plank. Shift our weight forward, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes, take our heart down, lift our heart up. Curl our toes under, lift and press, downward facing dog, and breathe. Enjoy this inversion. Let's walk our feet to meet our hands, and let's do a few more of these sun salutations. Really, really good. Let's go ahead and inhale, flatten that back. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep our arms up. Exhale it around a chair. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Right foot stays forward, left foot goes back into lunge, left hand on block or floor. Let's spinal twist open to the right and breathe. That nice tall lunge again, over to the right. Very good. Bring this back to center. Take our foot back to meet the other foot into a top of plank. Shift that weight forward, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart's gonna go down to the floor, heart's gonna lift up off of the floor. Curl our toes under, lift and press. Downward facing dog, and breathe. Good, let's walk those feet to meet those hands. Standing forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale it around a chair. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Left foot stays forward, right foot goes back. Right hand on floor or block, and let's spinal twist over to the left. Good, and breathe. And bring this to center. Take our foot back to meet the other foot into a top of plank. Shift that forward, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart's gonna go down, heart's gonna lift up. Curl our toes under, lift and press. Downward facing dog, and breathe. Good, walk our feet to meet our hands. Standing forward fold. Inhale, flatten through that back. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep our arms up. Exhale around to chair. Inhale and lift up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Right foot stays forward, left foot goes back into lunge, but drop our back heel. So now our front heel is lined up with our back foot arch. Let's bring ourselves up into warrior one. So finding this nice tall warrior one, front knee is bent. From our warrior one, let's go ahead and open ourselves up into proud warrior, warrior two. Relax that face, but everything else is strong here. Legs are strong here, torso is strong here, neck is strong, face is relaxed. Good, let's drop our back arm, take our palm up, peaceful warrior. Reach up through this reverse or peaceful warrior. Good, back into warrior two, proud warrior. From here, let's go ahead and straighten through our front leg and find ourselves in our triangle. So let's shift our weight over to the back and then take ourselves down into a nice triangle. I like to use blocks in triangle. I like to use the support of the block. You can put your hand on your shin or your hand on your knee, just making sure that you're not putting it on your knee joint. So we don't want any extra pressure on joints here. Just opening that. Ooh. Feeling really, really good in this triangle. Nice triangle pose and breathe. Good, and bring ourselves up back into that proud warrior, that warrior two. And then let's go ahead and windmill our arms down into a nice lunge and take that foot back to meet the other foot into a top of plank. Let's shift that weight forward, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart's gonna go down, heart's gonna lift up. Curl our toes under, lift and press, downward facing dog, and breathe. Let's walk our feet to meet our hands, standing forward fold, front edge of our mat. Inhale, tabletop, nice flat back. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep our arms up. Exhale it around a chair. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Left foot's gonna stay forward, right foot's gonna go back. Drop our right heel. So now our front heel, so our left heel is lined up with our back right foot arch. And let's bring ourselves up into a nice warrior one on this side. So front knee is bent, nice warrior one, and breathe. Very strong warrior one. And open this up into proud warrior, warrior two. Strong legs, strong torso, strong neck, strong arms, face is relaxed. Drop that back arm, take our palm up, peaceful warrior. Reach up through that. Good. Back into proud warrior, warrior two. Let's lengthen through that front leg and bring ourselves into our triangle. So I'm going to use a block again. Otherwise, you've got hand on shin, not chin, shin, hand on floor or hand on thigh, but remember not on that knee joint. Breathing this here. And bringing ourselves up back into proud warrior. Let's windmill our arms down towards the floor. Take that foot back to meet the other foot into a top of plank. Let's shift our weight forward, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Take our heart down, lift our heart up. Curl our toes under, lift and press. Downward facing dog. And breathe. Good, we're gonna keep our down dog here because we're gonna go into pigeon. But in our down dog, go ahead and nod that head or shake that head. And we're gonna go into single leg down dog. So centering our weight, let's go ahead and lift our, let me just scoop myself forward. Let's lift our right leg up, bend in our right knee and drop our right heel over towards our left glute. So we get a little bit of a hip opener here just to begin to warm that up or wake it up because we're gonna get a big hip opener in just a second. Bring our knee back to center and let's go ahead and sweep this knee through and bring ourselves down into pigeon on the floor. If you have a lot of space between the floor and your glute, feel free to use a support there. If you have to use a block or if you want to use your pillow or a blanket, whatever you need, you can place that there. And you can be on your hands, you can be on your elbows, or you can be laying all the way down, just depending on where your flexibility is at. But just like with everything else, remember what you did on this side, because you want to do the same thing on the other side to bring balance. We don't want to be hyper flexible on one side and not on the other, because again, that will lead to injury as well. That's the goal of our practice, is to strengthen both sides of our body, to stretch both sides of our body, to work on mobility, flexibility, balance on both sides, like balance on both sides of our body, so that we do prevent injury. Breathing, breathing. Good, let's press ourselves halfway up. Reach that left hand back for that left foot if it's available to you. And get a good quadricep stretch here. Good stretch in the front of that thigh. And breathing, not holding that breath. It's very easy to hold that breath. Try not to hold that breath. Go ahead and release that. And I'm gonna move that and press ourselves back up into a nice downward facing dog. So let's bring ourselves back up into that wonderful downward facing dog. Maybe pedal your feet, maybe wiggle those hips a little bit just to release any tension that might be going on there. And let's find ourselves, let's center our weight again, because we're going to take it to pigeon on the other side. So centering our weight, and then let's go ahead and lift that left leg. Bend in our knee and drop our heel over towards our right glute, opening up that hip. Bring that belly back to center, and let's sweep this through and pigeon on this other side. And use support if needed. And hands, you're either on hands, on elbows, or all the way down, remembering what you did on the other side. I was on my elbows on the other side, so I'm going to stay on my elbows on this side. Not that I have a choice. I don't think I could go down very low on this side either. My hamstrings and glutes are tight today, are sore today. So yeah, I can't go down very low. But that's okay. Every day is different, listening to our bodies. Breathing it here. And remember with that exhale, try and melt a little bit each time as you exhale. Try and release a little, mentally release a little bit of tension that might have built up. Good. Pressing ourselves halfway up, let's reach that right hand back for that foot. Stretch that here. So stretching that quadricep. And then go ahead and release that. Ooh, good. And then let's go ahead and you can take that support up underneath you. Let's press ourselves back up into a downward facing dog. Wonderful down dog right here. And maybe nod that head yes, maybe shake that head no, and breathe. Good, bring ourselves back into top of plank, drop to our knees, take ourselves back into child's pose. This time, let's take our arms by our side, palms facing up, elbows dropping open off to the side. So you're in this nice little turtle. And breathe. Oh, the deep breath feels very good here. I'm tight up in my shoulder blades as well, up in the top rib cage. So that deep breath feels very good. Ooh. Recognizing where you might have tightness or soreness or stiffness or anxiety or tension is super valuable in this practice. It's very helpful because where you recognize where all that stuff is at, you can be breathing into those spaces where you're feeling that at, using your deep breath, your deep inhale, deep exhale to smooth that out. And it's always good to recognize if you've got some extra tension or anxiety or anything going on. It's always good that recognition actually brings relief, because then it's like, oh yeah, okay, I've got stuff going on. Yep. And you just did something about it. So you did this whole practice. So super helpful for that. Bring your hands right by our knees. Let's press ourselves up. Go ahead and grab your strap. Let's take ourselves onto our backs. Also grab whatever you need for final relaxation. If you've got an eye pillow, a regular pillow. Let's bring ourselves onto our backs. Let's take that strap. Go ahead and take that strap around that right foot. Lengthen through our left leg. Let's pull that right knee into the chest. And then press up through that heel to the ceiling and pull that leg towards you. And pull that towards you. Good. Let's keep our strap in our left hand, and let's go ahead and drop this across the body into a deep twist here. And maybe looking over to the right if it's available to you. That's good for you. And bring that back to center. Pull that towards you. Bend at the other leg. Let's go ahead and release this and take it to the other side. So now let's take the strap around our left foot, and we can go ahead and lengthen through that right leg. Pull that knee into the chest. Press up through that heel to the ceiling. Pull that leg towards you. Let's go ahead and keep our strap in our right hand. Drop our leg across. Left arm goes out, and maybe looking to the left if it's available to you. And breathe. And bring that leg back to center. Go ahead and pull that towards you. Bend at the other leg. Let's release that. And we can go ahead and move into our final relaxation. So grabbing whatever you need for that. If you've got that eye pillow, placing that eye pillow over your eyes. Let's reach our arms towards one end of the room, or our hands, fingers towards one end of the room, and reach through our toes towards the other end of the room. So lengthening through that body. Adding, let's say 3 inches to your height. So imagining that somebody is pulling at your wrist, somebody else is pulling at your ankles, trying to really lengthen your torso, your spine, your arms, trying to get those shoulders out of their sockets gently, trying to get those hips out of their sockets gently. Let's take a big deep inhale here. And with an exhale, allow yourself to sink, to settle, to melt. Let those feet just fall open, arms open, off to the side. And relax. If you've got that eye pillow over your eyes, just enjoy the heaviness of that eye pillow, the darkness of that eye pillow, and enjoying this final relaxation. You deserve it after the practice today. the quieting, the slowing everything down, the bringing the nervous system back into regulation. That's what you've been doing through the breathing and the movement today. But this final relaxation kind of seals the deal. It kind of slows it all down. It reminds your body that you are not in fight or flight. It reminds the body that you can relax. You are relaxed, that you are strong, that you are regulated. Yes, relax your jaw, your face. Still relaxing. Let's go ahead and bend our knees and tuck our tailbone under. Maybe your low back can flatten a little bit against the floor. If when you tuck your tailbone under and your back flattens, your neck kind of lifts, that's okay. That's kind of, it's a natural opposition stretch there. Your chin lifts a little bit. And then let's slowly drop both of our knees over to your most comfortable side and take yourself onto your side for a breath or two here in this very primal fetal position pose. Just breathing, slowing even more. And then let's slowly begin to press ourselves up, bring ourselves up into a strong seated pose. I like to be in a kneeling pose, but you can be a simple cross leg, or you can grab a chair. You can be sitting in a chair, however it feels strongest, most supportive for you. But lengthening up through our spine, nice tall neck, tall head, lifting that up. Let's inhale and sweep our arms up and bring our hands to prayer. And exhale, eyes are going to follow our fingers, take our chin to chest. Lift that head center, taking our fingers to forehead. As we leave today, let us think thoughts of truth. Take our fingers to our lips. As we leave today, let us speak words of love. Take our hands to our hearts. As we leave today, let our lives be a light of truth and a light of love, having hearts of compassion and mercy, knowing that we have not been given the spirit of fear, but the spirit of love and a sound and peaceful mind. Deeply inhaling here and exhaling it out. And big deep inhale. And big cleansing exhale. And thank you for joining me for the practice today. Have a wonderful rest of your